All right, welcome back, everybody, to Legacy United, a Righteous Project Inc. podcast. You know what we do here. We invite local entrepreneurs, people with success stories to share everything with the audience here. And I have a very special guest today. I'm going to let him introduce himself, so go ahead with it, sir.
What's happening, everybody? My name is Brett Bell Jr. with J Bell Visuals, also with Captured by JBV. What's happening, everybody?
That's what's up, man. I appreciate that, man. And thank you for jumping on the show as well. I know
Appreciate
we are about 18, 19 episodes deep in, man, but I definitely wanted to make sure that, you know, I got you on this show to share your side as well, man. So thank you for that.
Okay.
And so you guys know what we do. We basically want to make sure that we can share perspectives of overcoming obstacles and just going through certain things with business or other situations in life to get to where you are today, man. So I'm going to toss it back your way, man. Let you start from the beginning, sir. So go ahead there.
Man, where do I start, man? I'm just a kid from Montebello, man.
Oh,
Kid
okay,
from
the
Montebello
Bellos.
with a camera. Yeah. Come
Yes,
from
what's
the
up?
Bellos,
Okay.
man. Montebello out in Denver. That was my turf coming up.
Okay.
Made my way through, playing sports and everything as a youth.
Yep.
That's actually, it's crazy. The youth, the sports and the youth is actually what drove me the direction for us to meet when we met over in South.
Oh, okay.
I went to South to play football. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. Playing football and everything, football and baseball. Growing up, went to
Okay.
South for a couple of years, and then went back and finished up in the Bellows and started my music thing.
Nice.
From there. So the music
Okay.
thing kind of drove me into the photography. It's a weird way of how it worked, but
Right.
starting out shooting music videos and from there picking up the camera and getting some interest in doing the photography thing, and then from there it's gone to stuff like this and all
Yeah.
that, man. So
Yep.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's what's up, man. No, I didn't even know you're from the Bellows, and that's what's up. So, yeah, we definitely met at South as well. And you know what was that? Oh man, that was 2000s. You know, it was a while back.
A while
But
back, man. Yeah.
yeah, those are good times. I definitely, you know, I started out at East, and then my second semester as a freshman,
I
I
didn't know that.
decided to go to South. Yeah. So I went to East for a little bit.
Okay.
And man, you know, I don't think I went to too many classes at that time, man. So I actually made the conscious decision to go to South, you know, because there's just too much distraction at East for me, man. So that's how I ended up at South. But
Kind of went through something. Kind of went through something similar. I did it on the back end, but my mom didn't want me going to Montebello. I grew up. Like I said, grew up. All my friends is at the Bellows and everything, and
Yep.
mom wanted to send me elsewhere. Plus, like I said, the plan was my cousin Byron.
Yep.
Plan was for us both to go to South. Make
Right.
something in football out there. I also had the baseball thing going for me. So the plan was to do that. My sister was right behind me. My sister was a year younger than me.
Yep.
And she didn't really care for South too much. So because of my sister, we went back to the Bellows, and
okay.
then everything you said you did on the front end, I did on the back
Yeah.
end over at the
Yeah,
Bellows,
man.
man. But I made it through, graduated and everything, and
That's what's up.
those last 2 years in the Bellows actually shaped me to be who I am.
Yeah.
As crazy as it sounds, but yeah, it shaped me to be who I am.
No, that's what's up, man. That's good to hear. Because I mean, yeah, of course, man. We go through things, and it's definitely kind of molded our personalities for sure, man. And
Yeah.
you said you got into music, man. I didn't know that because I was into music as well. You know, making beats and everything too, man. So that's just almost identical paths where we were on there for a little bit, you know.
I was heavy in the music scene. I got into it. I grew up playing the instrument. I grew up playing the
Yeah.
saxophone. So I
Oh,
was
damn.
that
Okay.
kid that was always walking around with that, that
Yeah, with
saxophone
the
case.
yeah, right,
Yeah,
right.
I
Yep.
was with this, all the time, man. So
Yep.
yeah, played that saxophone all from fourth grade all the way up till
Yeah.
I graduated, and always had that love for music, and so
Right.
as well started making beats. I think
Yep.
sophomore year,
Okay.
and
Okay.
became a producer.
Yes,
Started
sir.
spitting, and
Yep.
put a couple albums out.
Nice.
Did some
Nice.
shows here and there, and all of that good stuff, and
Right.
uh, I had a good little run with the music. I can't lie, man. I had a good run with the music. I actually ended up putting out a total of 5 albums. Three ended
Oh,
up on
damn. Okay.
iTunes. I
That's what's
still
up.
got one on
Yeah.
iTunes still to this day.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna have to check it out, man. I gotta go check that out.
Yeah,
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
yeah.
What's the album name? Make sure I copy
The
that
album that's
down,
still
man.
on iTunes is my Revolution album with my boy Another Martyr. I did a
Okay.
Christian hip hop album.
Yep.
Uh, I did two of those. I had a couple secular albums in the
Nice.
forefront. By the damn BCB who I used to rock. Who I used to rock by. Um,
Okay.
yeah, like I said, put out three of those solo joints.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool,
That
man.
was that was the
Yeah.
spark, man. That was the hustle for all throughout my 20s and early 30s.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
I
I
just
feel
show
you,
my
man.
age, man.
Nah, nah, nah. You're right. I mean, like I said, it's almost identical, man. Same thing. I was in the music scene for a while as well. Did a lot of beat making, a lot of
I think I
mixtapes.
remember that.
Mixtapes from
Yeah, I
back
think I
from
remember
back
that.
early on. Yep, and landed a couple of tracks on some TV shows. That's the highlight of mine. Was
Okay,
the little melodies on some reality TV shows and all
that's
that
dope.
too, man. But
That's dope.
uh, eventually just didn't pay the bills like I needed it to, so I had to make some slight changes, and but still
Hmm.
you know did some things in that same time frame. So
Yeah,
yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir. So around the time, what time did you make that transition? Because you say you played the sax for a while. I was a piano man for a minute. You
Okay.
played the sax, and then you went into beat production. Had a couple of albums out as well.
Hmm.
Um, Around what time did you start making that shift, man, into your current profession?
Uh, let's say about 2012, 2013.
Okay.
Still in the music scene. Was putting out the music and everything. And we shot a couple of videos, and
Yeah.
it was something that I had a camcorder at the time. I had one of those. I had one of those old school camcorders with the little mini tape that was like that big
Oh
that you
yeah.
slide in the side.
Yep. Yep.
And I said, man, I can shoot a video, man. So I tried something with the camera. I didn't have the software and nothing like that.
Yeah.
I didn't have the resources and everything. And there was one particular video me and my boy Tay shot with a friend he knew or somebody.
Hmm.
And I up at that current moment, I had never seen like somebody shoot a video with a DSLR.
Okay.
So seen the cameraman. He had this camera jib. He's got the boom and everything, the crane shooting the video,
Yeah.
man, and it was like real cinematic. I had
That's
never
what's
like
up.
been on a video scene like this, so it was
Yeah.
dope, man.
Yeah. Right.
I felt like we making it. So
Right. Right.
video came out real good and everything, and that image never like left my mind. So I just felt that it was something that I could do, and so I started researching. This
Yep.
was around the time that the internet was really getting to a point to where like you could really use the internet for
Yeah.
like good purposes, to really get some information from it. And I'd start doing
Right.
some research, searching around to learn more about it and everything. And told my wife, I said, I'm gonna pull the plug. I'm gonna buy a camera. I'm gonna buy a camera. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try.
Yeah.
So bought a camera, man, and shot a video for my boy Tay. I used iMovie on my Mac to
Okay.
edit the
Yep.
whole thing.
Yep.
And
Right.
I was like, okay, okay. So I did one, reached out to a couple people. Hey, let me shoot a video for you.
Yeah.
and I was moving. I was transitioning into the Christian hip hop scene at that
Okay.
time, and so like I was meeting new people and everything. And I said, "Hey, let me shoot a video for you." And that's where it started, man. I started shooting videos for people. I ain't had
Nice.
no lighting.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got this, this little piece of software, iMovie, that I'm
Yep.
using, and I'm making it
Yep.
work. And from there, I just kind of started building on it. I started buying a lens, I bought a lens,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I had a prime lens now or something, so now I can get a
Yep.
little more cinematic with it. And
Right.
um, the true transition into photography was one of your previous guests, our friend Aaron.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, at the time, Aaron was doing photography.
Right. I
So
remember that. Yep.
he got a camera. I got a camera. He doing it, and in my eyes, he doing it big in the
Yeah.
photography world. I got a camera. I'm already doing something with the videos and everything. And me and Aaron ain't never lost touch over all the years. So
Right.
um, we linked up one day. I went and did a shoot with him, and he put a couple bugs in my ear. Hey, man, when you're shooting, you do this. And when you want to buy this lens for your camera, and he just
Yeah.
kept kind of
Yeah.
putting stuff in my ear, and from there, I kind of got the itch from doing that one shoot with him.
Nice.
Um, Started doing, a couple family shoots.
Yep.
Just, hey, let's go out to the park. Let me photograph you and your family, and from there, just kind of kept building.
Right.
So it started from there, and to the point to where I'm currently at didn't really happen until I say about 2018. I got to a point to where I was like consistently doing families. I
Yep.
would do a wedding here and there,
Okay.
and I wanted to do a shift. Wanted to rebrand, my overall business and everything. And I kind of everything that I did at that point, I kind of put it on the back burner, started
Yep.
all over. Um, Really, what it was going into that. Winters were always slow for me.
Okay.
It's cold outside. I don't have a studio at that time. I don't have a studio.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So it's cold outside. It's hard to do, outdoor shoots and stuff like that. I ain't got no
Yep.
money. I ain't making no money off of it. So I ain't got no money to rent no studios or nothing like that.
Right. Right.
And told my wife, I said, let me tap into this like model world and just kind of check it out.
Right.
Models like shoot. I want to shoot. Let me see what this is about.
Yep.
And the rest is history, man.
Yeah, man. That's
That started
you know
something
that
completely new.
yeah, and that's crazy because I mean something that you pointed out is you started off with your camera, right? It was like the analog camera, and from my experience, I think that you get the best creativity from starting with that baseline.
Mhm.
It's a lot different. Let's say that you had the money to buy the most expensive camera that there was out there. Would you have really learned how to make that type of quality?
No,
With right, exactly. And it
no,
takes me back when I was a kid, man. I bought karaoke machine, and the way that I used to make beats is I took two tapes, right, and I put one in the recorded side, and then I'll make like the drum line, and then I'll put the other one in the other side, and then I'll record the drum line, but on top of that, I'll layer a melody on top of it, and I kept doing that to
man. I
layer
know
beats on
all
top.
about that, man.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I mean, and these days, all you got to do is you turn on some software and you just start making beats, man. But I don't think that people can get that type of creativity, man, unless they really started from scratch. I mean, that scratch
Mm,
startup, man. I think it changes. Just something different about it, just the same way when you're doing the videos, then you started upgrading the lenses from there, but you already had this experience from before you had that, man. So you just added on
yeah,
top of what you already knew, and you make some great pieces now, man. I mean, every time you post on social media, I think it's just top notch,
appreciate it, man.
and yeah, man, and I'm not just saying this because you're on the show, man, but You know, when I was doing the clothing line, I still do it, but not as much. But we did the photo shoot with you, man. You did it
Hmm.
for us, and that was one of the best, most professional photo shoots I've ever done. You know, me and Marie, the
That's
model
dope.
that you shot that day, man. She said the same thing. You know,
Okay.
and it was like the best ones that I had. You know, I still see them all the time. I still got the whole uh all the pictures on reserve. But
Okay.
yeah, no, it's
Okay.
it definitely shows, man. The experience shows through there. And there's no disrespect to the other photo shoot artists out there that I had as well, man. But definitely, man, I mean, I have to put you at the top there for sure, man. I'm gonna have to share
Man,
those pictures now.
it's it's been a tough road, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Where I started, and then like because I don't have a like a traditional background like maybe some others do. There's
Mm-hmm.
people that have workshops now where I'm at. And
Yeah, yeah.
there's people I talk to that they're like, yeah, I've only been doing this for like a year or two, and
Mm.
they're steps way ahead of where I was a year into it, year or two into it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just kind of the resources, like you said, at this point are different. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I started Stone Ages ago or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
but what I started with and the resources that I had at the time that I started, like man, I started
Right.
with nothing, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
bought the
Right.
like the cheapest camera that I could afford,
Yep.
you know,
Yep. Yep.
but I just kind of started from there and just slowly worked my way up. But I had a lot of like I took the slow road, man. I
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of bad shoots,
Yeah, yeah.
to to
Right.
get where I'm
Right.
at now, man.
Right.
So just my path was a little different, and I wouldn't change anything about it.
Yeah.
There were some frustrating parts of it, but I
Of
wouldn't change
course, man.
anything about it because, like I said, it's I learned from just piggybacking on what you said. I had to work with a lot of nothing to make
Yeah.
things work,
Yep.
and I did the best that I could. So those same techniques and practices that I learned many years ago, I still like have a lot of those still to this day. So when
Right.
I'm on a photo shoot, I can make something out of nothing just based off of I had to deal with that in the past, you know.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah, I
humble
think
beginnings, man.
yeah, it is, man, straight up. And I think a lot of people don't see it that same way. Like you were saying, you had to go through a lot of bad shoots to get to your good ones, right? And it goes into that saying, man, if you feel like you have to wait until the perfect time or until you're ready, man, to get started, you might not ever start at all, because you
Right,
have to deal
right.
with creating something and then just, I mean, even if it's not your best quality, man, it's a start, right? And you got to complete
Mhm.
that to even know what that looks like. Then you learn from your mistakes and then you build on it, and I think that's what it's all about, man. So
That's the best learning, really. Some of the best learning is learning from mistakes. Because you can go to a class,
yep.
even like I said, when I teach workshops, I have all these people in here, and it's like
Yeah.
I can teach you everything that I know, but if you don't actually go out and go apply it, and then
Right.
actually make mistakes by applying what I'm telling you, you're not going to learn anything from it.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So the best learning, at least in the field of photography, that I can recommend is learning through mistakes because
Yep.
you won't do it again, especially when you got a paying client that
Yeah.
you know sitting
Oh
there
yeah.
waiting on their photos, and you got to explain to them, whatever this mistake is that you made.
Yep.
Well, half your photos are out of focus. Stuff like that. You learn from it.
Yeah. Yeah. You do. I've had those type of shoots, man, to where the reality, or the finished product wasn't exactly what was expected. Like we
Hmm.
had one to where the photographer showed up with no lighting at all, just the camera, and we already, I'm just, this is what, maybe 2 years ago, man, not too long ago at all. And it's like, come on, man. I mean, I'm not an expert here, but I know that you got to have some type of lighting, to
Right.
have these these
Right.
these shoots set up. And yeah, the quality was just, I mean, natural lighting is cool and all if that's the tone that you're going for, but not for like a clothing brand. You're trying to show off the models and everything, man. So
Hmm.
it's yeah, it means a big deal, man, especially if you're going through those type of things. So I hear you. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it's and another thing like on that is, you know, if that's the vibe that you guys are going for, that needs to be discussed up front.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, so but
Yep.
those are things in business that you learn too.
That's
You
right.
know,
You're right,
there's a
man.
whole nother side of it when you talk the business side.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
man, and that's one thing I noticed about yours as well, man. I mean, you had everything set up professionally, man. You had the contract sent out. You had everything up front, and discussed before we even started. And not a lot of people do that, especially with people that are just starting out with business. And I talked about this in a previous episode. Is people are afraid of contracts. You know that whenever you mention a
yeah,
contract in a business, man, like that's when you can separate who's actually about the business and who's not. Once you start introducing, agreements and contracts.
people have to realize that the contract's not something to necessarily be scared of. The contract is to
Mm-hmm.
protect you and myself.
Right.
So
Exactly.
both sides.
Exactly.
It's to lay out that we have discussed the plan.
Yep.
I'm going to agree to the terms on my end, but you're also going to agree to the terms on your end.
Right.
And
Right.
9 times out of 10, the contract after you both sign it, it don't even have to be discussed.
Mm-hmm.
It's something
Yep.
that it doesn't even come up, but
Yep.
it's just something that we put in place is that that extra sense of security, just to make
Right.
sure that everybody's doing everything on their end.
Yep. Yep. Like you said, it
So it's
protects
nothing to be
both
scared of.
sides. Yeah. No, you're
Yeah,
right. You're right. I agree, man. And whenever I bring it up depends if we having a business discussion or anything, man. Every time I bring it up, it's either that person is going to follow up with me later on, or I'm not going to talk to them ever again.
right,
Because
right.
it's depends on the type of person they are. And I
Yeah,
always tell my son this is 90% of people talk, but very small percentage of people actually take action. You know what I mean?
hmm,
So, and sometimes it's a matter of really being about your business and just talking because it sounds good. So, but
yeah,
yeah, man, yes, sir.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Business is like you said, the one thing that I've noticed in business in my years in business is you can always see who's serious about it and who's not based off of those little details like that.
yep,
And in our world, what we do, those are little things, man.
yep,
Um, Me sending out a contract, it's just a part of my process.
yep,
Not even think about. Oh, she
yeah,
signed it. All right, let me sign it real quick.
yeah,
You know,
exactly, right,
but
yep,
to others, it's something big. To those that necessarily aren't serious.
yep, yep,
So to those that's out there, don't be scared of contracts. Just
right, right.
take care of your
Yeah, man,
business. Like Marshawn Lynch
exactly.
says, man, take care of your chicken.
There you go. Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
So yeah, man. So you had everything started. What actually when you first had the idea to start your business, man? I mean, what type of fears did you have before you got started, if any, if any?
Um, failure is always one.
Yeah.
Not. And when I say failure, to be more detailed, not making it. Especially transitioning from music over to video to photography. I got
Yep.
these three things that I've done, and once I made it over to the photography thing, not that anybody cares about me, but we always feel like somebody's watching us. Like, man, I don't want to fail. I did this one
Right.
thing, then I started this other
Yep.
thing, then I started this
Yep.
other thing.
Right.
I don't want nobody looking at me like, he always doing something.
Trying to do something.
You
Yep. I
know,
feel you.
yeah.
I feel you. Yeah.
So I mean, failure was definitely one trying to succeed, but actually getting in photography,
Hmm.
um, carrying out photo shoots and stuff like that, like being good at it.
Yep.
I don't want to. Somebody's paying me their money to capture their memories, their special moment,
Right.
whatever it is. Like you don't want to get involved in that and not be able to produce.
That's what's up. Yep.
So
Yep.
that's probably one of the biggest fears, and I've had that situation. numerous times, unfortunately,
Right.
to where I wasn't able to produce, and just lack of skill, lack
Mm-hmm.
of experience,
Yep.
number of couple of
Okay.
things. But again, like I said, going back to mistakes, those are things that you learn from.
Right.
But
Right.
I would
Gotcha.
say those are probably maybe the two biggest things. I'm not, I ain't feared, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not scared,
Okay.
man. I'm
Yep.
not scared to step out and try something.
There you go. Yep. Yep. And I think that's important, man. Especially if you're trying to be, trying to start your own business, an entrepreneur, or even anything, man. Moving up in the corporate world, getting your degree, getting a trade, anything like that, man. It all. I mean, you have a certain level of being nervous and being fearful of what's going to happen, But I mean, you take that leap, you get started. That's, I mean, what's the worst that can happen, bro? Either you're going to make it or you're going to be in the same spot as you are, But I mean,
Yeah,
you're not gonna make it unless you actually give it a shot, you know. Um, so yeah,
I
no,
figure
no, I
with
feel
me,
you all the
man,
way. Hmm.
in this field, man, on this grind, I bought a camera. All right, so it don't work. All right, well,
Hmm.
I'm out of camera. Okay.
Right.
That's
Yep.
what's worse.
Yep.
I mean, that's about the
Yep.
worst it can get, at least in the beginning. So why not
Yeah.
try it?
Exactly. Exactly, man. And then you also mentioned, man, that you got your clothing line. Was what's up, man?
Yes,
So
yes.
tell us a little bit about that, man. How did that come to be?
So the clothing line, it was actually something. When me and you did that shoot, it was something that was on my mind even before then.
Okay.
But at the time, I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know what it was, and I try to I try to be a patient person.
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But as far as like what I put out, I try to be patient about
Yep.
letting an idea come to me.
Okay.
Letting it take its time, because I don't. Sometimes we rush things and it just
Right.
don't work. It don't look right.
Yep.
So I had the idea, like I said, long before we even did the shoot. But like I said, I didn't know what
Yep.
it looked like or anything like that. And earlier this year, the idea had started coming more to me. The biggest thing that I had wanted, I wasn't one that like I wanted a clothing line. I
Hmm.
really just wanted some clothes that I wanted to wear. That
Yeah.
was really what
Right.
it boiled down to. I'm like, I just want some stuff that I'm comfortable in. We older, man. We not the youngins or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
So I don't
Yep.
wear a lot of the stuff that like the younger generation wears. I don't have a
Yep.
problem with what they wear. I'm a photographer. I shoot fashion.
Hmm. Right.
So I don't have a problem with what they wear or anything like that. But it's not me.
Right.
I'm more of a laid back. I'm a hoodie dude. How I'm sitting right now, I sit in my
Yep.
office and edit photos just like this.
Right.
With a hoodie on, some sweats, t-shirts, stuff like that. So it really just it came down to like I want some stuff that like I'm comfortable in, that
Hmm.
I can wear, that I can wear out when, I'm just doing whatever, when I can wear to my
Right.
photo shoots. And the idea came to me, it wasn't even something I was really thinking of, but the idea came to me about like, I thought about photo shoots and I was like, well, capture. What am I
Yep.
doing? I'm capturing
Yep.
people.
Yep.
So the idea capture came to me. As soon as the word came to me, I already
Yeah.
knew what it looked like.
Oh, that's what's up.
So I got some capture stuff here right now. I got one of my coffee mugs right here.
Oh yeah. There you
But
go.
something simple. The idea of, just the word with the period
Yep.
back behind it, capture.
Right.
Simple as that. And I thought of like, with what I'm doing, it can be many different things, many different vibes. Capture the
Right.
moment, capture the
Yep.
essence, capture the
Yep.
vibe.
Yep.
And that was really what it was about. That's where it stemmed from, man. I just wanted some stuff that could wear, that I'm comfortable in.
Right. Right.
And
Yep.
once I started seeing some of this stuff come together, oh man, I gotta put this out, man. I think this will be
Yeah.
dope.
Exactly. That's what's up,
So
man. Yeah. No,
yeah,
I was. Yeah. Man, I was happy to see that, man, as well. And I like the concept, man. Capture. Especially with branding. A lot of people think that you have to do this extravagant, whatever logo or whatever, but
Hmm.
simplicity with the big message, man, I think goes a longer way than some elaborate type of design, man.
Yeah.
And even having that type of what do you call it, have that story behind it, is big as well, because you can go on here. Oh, I want to start a clothing line. All right, I'm just gonna put this on. I'm just gonna add a couple images, or I'm gonna add a quote. And it is what it is. But if you don't have a story behind it, man, it doesn't really have any weight behind it either.
Hmm.
So just seeing what you were able to create, man, I think is pretty special anyway, man. So that's what's up. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Thank you.
you talk about something simple, like it really ain't much more than that. I just wanted something
Mm-hmm.
that I could wear.
Yep.
That
Yep.
I don't, you know, that it's funny. The Bronco hat that you got on right now, I got
Yeah.
that same
Yeah.
hat.
Oh,
We showed
see,
up at the
yeah.
restaurant in the same hat,
Oh, we did. Yeah,
so
you're
like,
right. You're right. Yep.
yeah. So like shout out to Aaron Gunaway, man.
Yes,
Place
sir.
by the
Yeah.
pound.
Placed by the pound.
Uh,
That's right.
no man, that style, like I'm real simple, dude. I don't wear stuff that's got crazy designs and a whole bunch of
Right.
colors and stuff and everything
Yep.
on it. Like I'm just not into that.
Right.
I'll shoot it. I can do some dope stuff with it when I shoot it, but it's not me, man. I'm
Mm-hmm.
simple with, we got the same shirt. I don't have
Yeah.
mine
You're
on,
right.
but
Right.
we
Right.
was talking
Yep.
about it earlier. I got the same
Yep.
shirt,
Yep.
something like that with a simple message on it. Like that's just who I am.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
like I said, the story behind it is really not more complex than that. I just wanted some
Yep.
stuff that I could wear that was simple,
That's what's up. Yep.
So and I
Yep.
figured I'm like, man, I think some other people would think this is dope as well.
Yep. 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 I have a guest that I have coming up here within a couple weeks, man. His name's or his brand is a stick man. And it's just a stick figure with the dude flexing. Just a stick figure flexing.
Mhm.
And I mean, you know, that's the same type of thing, man. But you see it everywhere. He posts it all the time, and I'll have to send you the link. But I think it's a big
Okay.
message as well. He does a lot of workouts and everything, but just a small logo, just stick figure, flexing. I mean, stuff like that is what I would rather, be caught wearing, man. Just like you
Yeah.
said, man. Just a simple things,
Yeah.
man. So
Simple is
yes,
better,
sir.
man.
Right, right. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Just
Simple is
build
better. At least in my
build a
opinion.
brand around it. No, you're right. I'm there with you. I'm there with you, man, as well. So, but that's what's up, though, man. I wish you nothing but successful ventures, with everything that you're doing as well. So,
Appreciate that, man.
yes, sir. And it's always nice to see people from our childhood just doing big things, man. Because when I was growing up, and saying you grew up in the Bellos, I grew up in Park Hill, man, but a lot of people in the neighborhood, man, doing a lot different than what a lot of people are
Mm.
doing these days. A
Yeah.
lot more, drug dealing, man, gang banging. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of gun violence these days as well, man. But from what I see, I mean, everybody that's been on this episode, a lot of friends that I grew up with, a lot of people are out there, man, trying to make those positive moves. That's what I really like to see.
Man, let me big up you, man.
Yeah,
The fact that, we talking, hey, how many years we been out of school? 20 plus years now.
yeah, man.
Uh the fact that we met in school,
Yep.
our paths have crossed like all these man. I remember when you was working at I don't mean to put your business out, but remember when
No,
you was
good.
working at Comp USA, man?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yep,
I used to
yep,
live around the corner from your job, man. And I used to pop
yeah,
in there every now and then.
yep.
Like the fact that like our paths have continued to keep crossing over all of these
Right,
years, man.
right.
And
That's
I've watched
crazy.
what you doing, you watch what I'm doing.
Yep.
And we've been on these different ventures. We
Right.
was both doing music at one time, and then
Yep.
we was out just doing these different things. And the fact that now, okay, now we sitting down, we older, we got
Right.
families.
Yep.
Oh, we still got our brains. We
Yep.
still, hustling, grinding, and everything, man. Like I said, let me big up you, man, for continuing to stay on your grind and on your hustle,
Appreciate
and
that,
to
man.
also create a platform to, you know, promote and help everybody else. Also, the stuff that I've been paying attention to stuff that you do around the holidays, the
Yeah.
giving and everything, man. That stuff is
Right.
huge,
Right.
you know.
Appreciate it, man.
So, it's dope to see that, you know, all these years later, as our paths have continued to cross, you know, that we here destined to do something, and
Yep.
we doing what we doing, at least what we know we supposed to do,
Yeah.
you
Right.
know. But
Right.
I'm
Yep.
proud of you as well, man, for doing what you're
Thank you.
doing.
No,
And
that
I
means a
thank
lot,
you
man.
for this platform and this opportunity, you know, to help us entrepreneurs, you know, spread our
Yep.
word and spread, you know, what we're doing, you know.
Yes,
So
sir.
give you your flowers as well, brother.
Thank you, man. Thanks. Yeah, it's. I felt, I felt it was an important thing to do, just to get a lot more people out there. But you're right though, man, and you reminded me about CompUSA back off of Mexico and Colorado Boulevard, man. That was
Yeah.
the building block days, when just out there grinding and not knowing exactly,
And
what we're trying to
funny thing
do.
about, man, the youngins don't even know about CompUSA, man.
Yeah,
That's
right.
the crazy part, man.
Yep.
That's how long ago that was, man.
Oh
But
man, CompUSA, man. I used to. That's where I got the most of my blank CDs at, man. I used to get them at a discount. You know.
that's where I used to buy all of mine, was up in there.
Yeah, man. I got a box full of just old burned discs over here, man. But probably about 1,000. I would say probably more than that. But yeah, that was a
Yeah.
spot for a while, man. It was right next to a Best Buy. That's still out there. I
hmm
think.
I
I'm pretty
remember
sure it's
that.
still out there, man. Yep,
I remember
crazy,
that, man.
man,
Every now and
crazy.
then I make my way over there and
Yeah.
I'm like, man, yeah, I remember, man.
Uh,
I remember.
yep, yep, yeah, man. A lot of things changed, man, around the city for sure, man. But yeah, like you said, man. We touched paths here and there, and I think as we were going through trying to figure things out, man, and just touching base, just say, hey, oh yeah, I know you, man. We used to go to school together, all the way up until now. I mean, the last time that we seen each other was back at the Aaron's restaurant. As well, man. And it's the same thing with Aaron too, man. We touch base every once in a while. A couple other homeboys that we touch base with, and everybody is still making their moves, And it's really
Yeah.
good to see.
Yeah.
It's really good to see, man. Overall, it's something that's important. I think, especially with where we came from, which
Yeah.
you know, it a lot of people don't see, or back in the day, seen Denver or Montebello or anything like that as a real an area of concern, But honestly, man, there's a lot of things that happen in those neighborhoods, man, still to this day.
Especially when we were coming up, man.
Yep, yep,
I grew up in Montebello and like the Bellos heyday, you know.
mm-hmm,
So uh, I was privileged, you know. I had good parents that was just, you know,
yeah,
doing what they could to.
yep,
You know, all of our parents were just doing what they could to take care of us. But
right,
I lived in the better side of Montebello, but
mm-hmm,
still in the Bellows, man. When you know the Bellows was on the news every other day,
yeah, right,
you
right,
know,
yep,
all the stuff that was going on. And
yep,
a lot of people that was, you know, around our age, our generation that didn't make it,
yep,
some that did make it that's still
right,
stuck, you know, in that
yep,
struggle, you
yep,
know, and the fact that, like, you know, we made it up out of there, you know, it's a
exactly,
blessing.
yep,
It's
sure
definitely a
is,
blessing, man. And you know, by no means, by all means, like I appreciate, you know, my upbringing
mm-hmm,
and the things that I was able to experience, you know, and
right,
everything from that. But I most certainly don't want to go back to it, you know, as
yep,
well. And I'm glad that my kids don't, my kids don't know nothing about none of that,
yeah,
you know.
exactly, right,
So that's a
same,
beautiful
same
thing.
here, yeah, exactly, right,
Yeah, it's a
man.
beautiful thing, man.
Yep, yep, and that's what it's all about, man. Just
Yeah.
being able to move further. You know, I think as a parent, you want your child to be, to do more than you were able to do at your age. And being able just to get them out of that type of mindset and environment is the start. And from there, man, it's
Mhm.
just them trying to figure out what they want to do as well. So, yeah, man, yeah. I mean, we were blessed to make it this far, man, and just being able to give back is a reward in itself too. So
Right.
yes, sir,
Right.
yes, sir. So yeah, man. Usually, I ask this question just about every interview, as well. Is if there's anything that you can tell the younger you, that would either have changed your mindset, on a different path, or just gave you that little extra push when you're younger, man. Um, what would that be, if anything?
Uh, Man, I'm one that like I don't really live with regrets. I think
Okay.
everything is an experience. I got one thing that I would tell myself though. It's a Marshawn Lynch quote.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mentioned it earlier, but protect your chicken, man.
That's right. That's
Um,
right.
Really like I wish, if anything, that I was smarter about money at an
Mm-hmm.
earlier age.
Yep.
Um, and I'm not trying to make this all about money, but if I was a little more educated about money, I could probably be, obviously in a better situation now at this point.
Right. Right.
I think a lot of us, at a young age, man, we was chasing dollars, man.
Yep.
And if we were smarter about, you know, managing our money and everything, um, the grind may have been different, the hustle may have been
Right.
different.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I'm at a good place now. Just, through some good financial practices
Yes,
and
sir.
being disciplined and stuff like that. And I wish I had that discipline at a younger age. So,
Right.
everything else, man, I would have to say that it was a good learning experience for me. So I wouldn't a lot of it I wouldn't change. You know,
Yes, sir.
a lot of it was a
Well,
learning experience. I needed it to get where I am now.
that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I can respect
Protect the
that.
chicken.
Yes, sir. I like it,
Yeah.
man. I like it. No, that's important. Overall, even the financial literacy stuff, and that's the reason why I started that
Hmm.
the nonprofit organization as well, for that. But it's a struggle, man. It's a thankless job, to try to put it out there for the community, because it's one thing, um, knowing that that's something that is important for the community. It's another thing getting people to trust, into that process as well. So, trying to
So,
teach the youth to learn about finances, man, is a really big task to take on. Because yeah,
man,
man, you young and you see all these influences out there, and it's
yeah,
you want to keep up with the Joneses, you want to wear the flyest stuff and all that, and you think about it, like, I'll save my money when I'm older, but then you get older, you're like, hey man, I should save my money, be a
man,
little
that
bit
odor
smart
come
with
quick,
it.
man.
Oh man, I know it, man.
That odor come quick, man.
Yep, yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So I hear you, man. I hear you there, 100% straight up. So real quick, man, before we end this for the day, tell the people, man, where they can find you. If they want some photo shoots or find some gear, where can you send them?
Uh, you can always hit me up on Instagram. I actually got two Instagram pages. My main Instagram page is jbellvisuals_art. The other one is jbellvisuals, but you can also find me on my website, www.jbellvisuals.com. I'm on all platforms under jbellvisuals.
Yes, sir.
Um, I got the capture gear as well, jbellvisuals.shop /capture. I got a whole store,
Nice,
prints. I got stuff for photographers, Lightroom presets, uh, capture gear. I even have I don't have any scheduled workshops right now, but that's also where when I schedule classes and events, I list that on that website as well. So yeah,
nice.
I'm out there, man. I'm out there,
Cool.
Facebook, Instagram. I don't do too much Twitter.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Same, same.
yeah, but
Yes, sir.
Facebook, Instagram, that's my hotspots.
Cool. That's what's up. That's what's up. I appreciate that, man. So yeah, with the audience, if you guys like this episode or something that you want to provide feedback on, leave your comments as well. You can catch us every Monday on YouTube and on Spotify, Amazon podcasts, or wherever you like to listen to your streaming services at. Once again, this is Billy Wayne, and we are signing out for the day. Righteous Project Inc., Legacy United, Brett Bell, JB Visuals, all that. So appreciate you guys listening. Talk to you guys soon.
Appreciate it. Peace.